Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. My name is Sean Dexter, and I'm back to you with your daily serving of mango juice. In today's video, we'll be talking about the massive pullback that Bitcoin took to the downside. And what does this mean for Bitcoin? Are we at the end of the rally? Are we going all the way back down to 8K? Hell, are we going all the way back down to 3K? We'll be talking about that and much more today. But before we do that, I do want to start off with a quick recap on what we talked about yesterday, because there does seem to be some confusion. Got a few questions on this. So let's start with what are we looking at, right? Here we have Bitcoin USD on the 12-hour, and we were eyeing this resistance level right here, right? At around 12,959-ish. We wanted Bitcoin to first close a 12-hour candle over this and then open and close another 12-hour candle on this for a confirmed kill of this level. That would also have been corresponding with a daily close over this resistance level, right? This was a major level. It was a 12-hour resistance as well as a daily resistance. But what do we want about? I talked about this yesterday. I said, guys, be careful. This could be a liquidity hunt, right? Now, often what you see is that just before the 12-hour candle close, you go over this, right? You go over this. It draws in all the buyers who want front run the breakout trade, and then you close underneath, and then we get the massive rejection. But this was a little bit more venomous in the fact that we closed over it, but we didn't get the open and the close. Okay, we didn't get the open and close. This is a big sign that the market movers are actually switching to the sell side of the market, because they baited all the traders in to play the 12-hour breakout of this. Because hey, what do I always look for? Confirmation. I look for an open and a close. Here we got the open, we did not get the open and the close, and right after, boom, we get the rejection, which is also the rejection on the daily, right? You can go ahead and see that here. So rejection of your daily level, we did not even, when you look at this right now after the fact, this looks like a massive rejection, right? But on the 12-hour, when you look at this, you don't blame, well, you could blame people for being impatient, but you don't blame them for buying here too early. It's kind of expected. It's expected, because sometimes if you don't, right, price moves way ahead of you, and you can't get in. But the key here is to risk manage. If you do get in early, guys, it always risk manage. It needs to be a huge part of your strategy. In fact, your strategy could involve only risk management, and you're going to be a great trader. That's the thing, guys. You don't need to be right. You need to just make money. And hey, I do want to clear out something really quick, because there seems to be some misunderstanding around this. A few people have messaged me and asked me, hey Sean, how did you know that we were going to get rejected there? How did you call the top? I did not call the top. I did not know that we were going to get rejected there. I think people are getting confused because the thumbnail of the YouTube video said, is Bitcoin going to stop here? Guys, I wasn't leaning towards that happening at all. You guys need to watch the video. Don't read the thumbnail and call it a day, right? Okay, and second of all, it's not about being right, guys. It's not about being right. Far too many people think that trading is about being right. Actually, in my opinion, you use technical analysis to know when you're wrong as quickly as possible. And I get it wrong often, man. I get it wrong often. It doesn't seem like it recently, because we've been on the side of the trend, right? But when you're wrong, you need to identify it. That's what makes a good trader, and get out of those wrong trades. And I'm going to give you a quick example of how I was wrong yesterday on a trade, and I talked about this in the video, right? I talked about how I was going to take this trade. So what did we talk about? We talked about how, hey, if the 12-hour gets rejected here, I wouldn't be surprised. And if it does get rejected here, we are likely going to come and test the 4-hour 10 SMA, this red line over here, and I'm likely going to take that trade for a quick bounce. That's not going to be a trend trade. That's going to be more for range trade or scalp trade. But what happens when it does? And why did I take the trade? Because it's a high probability of it panning out. Look at this. We bounced here. And if we come down here, I was expecting a bounce. And if it doesn't, I'm going to get out quickly, right? And we don't get the bounce. In fact, we drive through immediately. As soon as I see that, I get out. I take that quick loss, and then I plan almost immediately for my next trade. And what was the next trade? The next trade I was looking at, I'm going to go ahead and turn off these EMAs over here, was this horizontal right here. Okay, I was looking for this. Why? Because it lined up, and now I'll turn on the EMAs again. It lined up with the 21 EMA right underneath. I'll take this trade over here any day. Why? Because I'm expecting a bounce, at least on the first go. After I took my loss over here, I took the trade over here. Okay, got the bounce, sold a portion of my position to cover the loss I took over there, and then waited for this to move up to the upside, potentially in the next few hours. But hey, this was actually towards the later hours of my time zone, and we did get the bounce, right? But I wasn't seeing us get as aggressive bounce as I wanted, and I was about to go to sleep. I don't want to stay with that position. I closed that position, went to bed, and then what happens, right? While I was asleep, we get this big drive to the downside. Now, keep in mind, guys, I still have a position. I am still long from the daily 21 EMA position that I took, right, a few days ago. For those of you who have been following, I want to get that clear. I want to get this out of the way too, because remember when I took the position over here, and this is an example of how I am okay letting this trade move against me, because this is a trend trade. Look at that. I'm okay with that. Okay, I didn't sit and panic and quickly get out of position over here, because this is a trend trade. It's going to move against me. I am okay about that. And hey, this may actually break the trend, and I'll get out if I'm wrong about that too. But every time I've taken this trade based on the trend, it's paid out in the future. Has it moved against me? Yeah, look over here when you took the trade over here. Okay, so firstly, when we took the first trade around 3600, 3700, right? Look at these moves. This moved against me. I did not get out. In fact, I added over here, and then we went to the upside, moved against me a little bit. But then look at this big move over here. This moved against me aggressively, but I stuck to my rules. Okay, I had it to my position over here. You guys know that because we talked about that when this happened. And then over here, it got pulled back on me again, right? And now in this scenario, I was forced out of position. Let's go ahead and zoom in. Right? In this scenario, I have to stick to my rules, and I was forced out of position, and then I was forced back into position at around 8100. So I got out around 7900 and got back in at around 8100, 88,050, 8100. At the time, it seemed like oh man, you know, I got shook out of $200 of this trade. But now in hindsight, people would love to get back in at 8100, and that's why you got to stick to your rules. You got to accept your losses when they come. And over here, I was wrong, and then turned out I was wrong about being wrong, and that happens too, guys. That happens too. So I know I've gone off on a tangent over here, but the point I'm trying to make is that you're going to be wrong, but you got to take the high probability trades as often as possible, because when you do catch a win, you're going to catch a win like this, and then you're fine. Like over here too, I took the trade, and now I'm sitting fine. I'm sitting pretty for now. This could go wrong against me as well. This could very well be the end of the rally. Okay, this could very well be the end of the rally, but I'm not playing it that way. I'm playing the probability of this just simply consolidating and us moving on to the upside. On that note, do I think that this is the end of the rally? I don't think so. I'm not going to lean at least towards that direction until certain things happen. And look at what's going on the high time frames, guys. Does this really look bad? Like, we've had much worse drawdowns, and Bitcoin just gets picked up and moves on to the upside again. Okay, even this scenario and this scenario are very similar, by the way. We'll talk about it in a bit. As long as Bitcoin is holding this daily 21, I have nothing to worry about. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and pull up my Bitstamp chart, because I have everything drawn out over there. Is Bitstamp, or is it on my... Okay, on Coinbase. Okay, so areas of interest in my opinion is this pinkish dark, this box over here. Okay, you guys see this box over here? That's one area of interest. We broke past that, right? We broke past that on the last 12-hour candle. In fact, let's go ahead and look at the 4-hour. The fact that we are closing 4-hour candles underneath this area makes me wary, and makes me as soon as we close this candle over here underneath the 4-hour inside this box, I was thinking, okay, there's a good chance that we come and visit this box over here. Okay, now I wouldn't be surprised if we come and visit the bottom of this box over here at around 10,650-ish. I would not be surprised at all. Okay, and I'll talk to you about why. But for now, it seems that we are defending this area. And this, again, guys, there was a play to be had over here if you played it. I did not play it, because now I'm looking. I already have a position around these levels, right? And I'm looking to add longer term positions here. Let's go and turn on this template over here. Okay, you can see this teal line over here, right? This teal EMA right over here. Bitcoin has been holding this level for a while now. Every time we do one of two things: we either get supported on this level and close candles and keep getting accumulated over there, or we break past this, and they then get accumulated on the 200 EMA on the 4-hour, right? So first we accumulate on the 89 EMA and then rally to the upside, or we break past it, okay, and accumulate on the 200 EMA, the purple line over here. Now, what's interesting is there was a play to be had over here, a really high probability play. What is it? The daily 21 EMA, as you can see, the top of this blue box over here. I'll go ahead and show you right now. Okay, so the daily 21 EMA is coming right on the wick over here, right? And that was a high probability play, by the way. We can go ahead and look at that right now. Okay, so the play is you buy the daily 21 EMA, okay, and then you bounce and wait for it to close over this 89 EMA. If it doesn't, get out of your position and wait for the next trade. So look at that, guys. What I'm trying to show you here is that there are plays along the way that you can be wrong about and still make a profit, right? I showed you one earlier, right? I showed you one earlier. I was wrong on my first trade, got into the second trade, made a profit, even though I was wrong about that too, and get out, right? You get out and still be in profit. You need to be okay being wrong. This is not about being right. This is about making money, right? And I'm okay being. I'm glad to admit when I'm wrong, because if I get into a habit of sticking to wanting to be right, I know I will lose as a trader in the long term. And I don't care what people think in the short term. You shouldn't care about what people think in the short term either. It's about the long term probability trades, guys. Okay, and what am I looking for next? Why this purple box? Because I'm expecting this 200 EMA to move to the upside by the time this starts going to the by the time this trade consolidates towards the downside. I don't say consolidates, but kind of like, you know, makes its way down there. And then I'm expecting a bounce here. Why? Because we had the bounce over there, get a bounce over here. We've been getting supported on this 200 EMA, and it's going to, in my opinion, until this breaks, we have nothing to worry about. So there are two big areas that we can look at: 11,170-ish, which is the daily 21, and then this area over here, 10,600-ish, right? Remember what we talked about in yesterday's video? The big range that we're looking at, 10,500 and 13,836. Until Bitcoin breaks either of those ranges, we can go ahead and look at them to make things clear. Until Bitcoin either breaks 13,000-ish to the upside on the 12-hour, or 10,600-ish towards the downside on the 4-hour, we have nothing to worry about. Okay, so we can go ahead and mark now something like that. Okay, it's marked. Okay, now there's something else I do want to talk about, and I think I do have that drawn out on. Is that it? Here. Okay, there we go. Let's go ahead and get rid of all our indicators. Okay, now it does look like I was drawing this actually earlier this morning, and we did break to the downside. It does. This is a rising channel, and this is bearish. Okay, I don't want to say bearish or bullish because we are on a bull trend, but if we do break this to the downside, the measured move again points down to 10,600. I can go ahead and do that with you guys again. You can this, right, matches up with this line over here too, and bam. Okay, 10,600-ish. Now, why am I really interested in this level? You guys think back to a few videos ago where, one, I discussed the mistakes I made when I did not buy this level last time, right? Remember? Why was this a big mistake? Because this was one the 4-hour 200 EMA, and pull that up right now. It was a 4-hour 200 EMA, and that was a high probability trade I did not take. And more importantly, on CMEs, that was the daily 21 and the CMEs have been getting the goddamn daily 21 the freaking wick, like almost. It always seems to be bouncing there. Bounce. Now, CMEs are trading at around a $200 premium. The 21 EMA on the CMEs are sitting at currently 10,956, right? So if you take a $200 premium on that, or take into consideration the $200 premium, that would line up with spot charts being 10,650-ish. And what do you know? What's this line over here? 10,550-ish, right? So yeah, give or take $100, I would not be surprised that if spot comes down to 10,600-ish, while CMEs visit their daily 21 EMA. So keep an eye out on that, guys. That's going to be a major level for me. Hey, if Bitcoin bounces over here and I don't get that trade, that's fine too, right? Because I'm still in position from over here, and we'll continue to play the trend. Now, what if Bitcoin actually bounces over there and starts consolidating this area? That's going to be really interesting, right? Because we have a few possibilities that I do want to discuss. Now, this is where we are kind of like, you know, looking into the future, and this is not something you should really do, but it's something you can do to just prepare for the move. Now, what I think we could be doing, and I'll go ahead and do it here, is we could actually be putting in a new, very large symmetrical triangle. If we do that, right? If we start bouncing in this area, do you see how perfect that looks? Nobody's talking about this yet because everybody is looking at the negative side of things instead of thinking ahead, instead of looking at the fact that we are on a huge uptrend. Okay, That's one scenario. There's another scenario that I want to bring up, and this is a scenario that I've been harping on for freaking months now. What do we talk about in this area and this area? And now I'm going to be talking about it in this area too. Okay, in this area, I talked about how, hey, Bitcoin is doing this thing and has been doing this thing for a while, where it has a fake breakout of these bullish formations, whether it's an ascending triangle, a bullish flag, whatever the hell you want to call this. You can call this I think some people are calling this a rising funnel or wedge. I don't freaking care. But they have this fake breakouts, right? So over here, the breakout was this candle here. We have the breakout, and then instead of going and meeting a measure move, we get rejected, draws in the liquidity, goes back into the bullish formation, consolidates, and then breaks up, not only meets a measure move, but goes on and upward much higher. We do that over here too, same scenario, right? We break, here was your formation, as you guys see. Let me go ahead and draw it right here. Here was your formation. We broke onto the upside over here, and then what happens instead of continuing to the upside, we break back in, consolidate. And I was harping on this for the longest time, and I said, hey guys, I'm getting kicked out of position. Now here's the thing. This is how you need to always incorporate risk management and know that it's not about being right. Here's a perfect example. I was harping on about this, and I said that, hey, you know what, this could very well be the situation where we are simply breaking to the downside, okay, similar to what we do here, consolidate, and then start trending up to the upside, not only meet a measure move, but go on and upward. And we did that, right? But here is what I want you guys to take away from this. Even though we broke to the downside, I did not wait to say, hey, you know what, I'm going to be right about this. I did not care about being right, guys. I cared firstly about risk management. And I said, you know what, guys, I'm going to be getting kicked out of my position over here because I'm going to be following my rules. I got out of my position, and hey, you know what, I actually was right about this, but I did not care. I wanted to protect myself. And as soon as I had confirmation about being right, I got back into my position, right? And we had a move to the upside. Now, could we be doing something similar over here? Let's go ahead and look at the 2-day chart that I've been harping on for a while. This looked like a break to the upside, right? Similar to our scenarios over here, but come back into the bullish formation, into the flaggish formation instead. And are we going to consolidate now towards the side and then have a move to the upside? Could that be what's going on over here? Who knows? We don't know until it actually happens, and you gotta still risk manage the way I did over here. Okay, now it depends on when you got into your position, how you got into your position, and all that. I cannot tell you how to do your risk management, right? There are too many factors, but you can keep these things in mind. And for now, I am not bearish until Bitcoin starts closing candles underneath 10,500 on the 4-hour, or on the daily. We take out this level over here at around 11,127. Now again, just for speculation's sake, what is the measured move of this towards the downside? We are looking at, hey, 8,000. So people could be right about that if we break down to the downside. But remember how we played over here at Mango. If this, then that. And that's how you always risk manage. You should never be surprised for any scenario. You should have a plan for every scenario, like I showed you a couple of examples a few minutes ago, right? But now, hey, if we break to the upside, let's go ahead and look at that. I'm actually doing this for the first time. 15,600, right? Lines up with our targets that we talk about, certain targets that we have. 16,800, 16,200, and now the 14,200 level that was the measured move for the previous formation. In my opinion, I don't think we're gonna, if we do move to the upside, I don't think we're gonna stop that anymore. I really don't think so, because based on what Bitcoin has been doing, is it breaks down from its bullish formation, instead comes back, consolidates, goes up, meets its measured move, and goes on even further. Doesn't even stop there, right? It's been doing that. And I want to mention this too. I think a lot of you guys are getting way too impatient. Guys, think about how long I've been in my trend trades. Think about me sitting through all these days, right? How long did this take to happen? 33 goddamn days before we start trending to the upside again, okay? After this entire bullish formation. How long did this take, right? This took another 27 days, yeah, almost 30 days. How long has this formation been taking place? And this is an indication of how you know all. I don't say amateurs. I really don't want to say amateurs. That sounds too mean. This has only been 16 days. This has been only 16 days. But this is an indication of how people are now, only now, the people who have been impatient this entire time waiting for the altcoin rallies, and it did not happen while Bitcoin was just in its bullish mode, they are now joining in on the Bitcoin rally, and you're seeing them get shook out because, again, they're impatient. these things are going to take time, guys. If you want the big moves, if you want the big wins, you got to be patient, you got to be resilient, you got to have a plan, you got to... I hope I'm not harping. But over here at Mango, we don't care what direction Bitcoin takes, okay? We do not care. We are going to be ready for everything and anything. Okay? We are not perma bulls, we are not perma bears, we are perma how the hell do I make money. That's the perma way we adopt. Okay, so is there anything else I do want to talk about? We talked about the 4-hour bullish. Let's go ahead and look at that again. This channel that we're looking at. So it wasn't this here, right? I just messed it up with my drawing, but you guys can rewind, right, and look at it again. Let's go ahead. Boom. Go to the downside and delete this. Hey, looks like we're actually making that move to the downside right now. Oh, okay, cool. Not yet. So I do want to talk about something else too, but I hope this video is not going on too long. Yeah, in my opinion, even though we closed this candle over here, right, even though we closed this candle here above the 89, which was a sign of strength, I was expecting this to the downside because we rejected this white simple moving average. And again, now it depends on what I would like to see for Bitcoin to maintain this level over here is for it to do what it did over here, right? Even though it looked like we were constantly breaking down, it kept getting supported right towards the end. The teal line over here, this teal exponential moving average over here, you want to see Bitcoin defend that. As long as Bitcoin is defending that, things are fine. But you know what? I'm okay either way. If Bitcoin defends that, and you should be okay. You should have a plan. Okay? You should have a plan. Things don't look dire until we start closing 4-hour candles on the 10,500, 10,600, right? Once we start doing that, I'm going to start getting out of my trend. Okay? As simple as that. That's when I'm wrong. And you know what, guys? I may get kicked out again of this trade, like I got kicked out over here. And yeah, it was this zone over here. And then I may move... I may be forced back into position, and I am okay with that because risk manage first. So that being said, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. On the 2-day, things aren't looking... Again, look at the 2-day. Are we in trouble? Look at the moves we've taken in the past, guys. Let's go. Everything. We move all. There you go. Look at the moves we've taken in the past. This was a quick 26% move to the downside, and Bitcoin was fine. We moved all the way down to 6K. People thought it was the end of the world, and then we went all the way up to 14K, right? And we're here now. Let's see. The top to the bottom. This move is not even as drastic as the previous move. This is a 15% move. Yeah, it hurts. I get it, guys. I get it. Especially if you bought it at the top. But what about this move? 25%. 25%. And we do not take advantage of this. Actually, let's go from here. So this was the big dip that we should have been buying. This was the big dip. But where did I end up buying? I bought around 10,600-ish, right? I should have been buying at 9,600. I made that mistake, right? I made that mistake. So don't make my mistakes, guys. Have a plan. Be ready. Be focused. And I'll see you guys in tomorrow's serving of mango juice. Go to the channel, subscribe, leave a comment down below. I really want to know your thoughts, guys. And throw a like.